भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंस्वस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवीः तं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तारिक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ शन्नो मित्रस्यं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुररुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्भक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोऽभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवम् ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ मेधा देवी जुषमाणा न आगात् विश्वाची भद्रासु मनस्यमाना त्वया जुष्टानुदमाना दुरुक्तान् बृहत्त्वदेम विदते सुवीराः त्वया जुष्टऋषिर्भवति देवि त्वया ब्रह्मा गतश्रीरुतत्वया त्वया जुष्टश्चित्रं विन्दते वसुसानो जुषस्वद्रविणो न मेधे मेधाम इन्द्रो ददातु मेधां देवी सरस्वती मेधां मे अश्विना भुवावा दत्तां पुष्करस्रजा अप्सरासु च या मेधा गन्धर्वेषु च यन्मनः दैवी मेधा सरस्वती सामा मेधासुरभिर्जुषताम् आमा मेधासुरभिर्विश्वरूपा हिरण्यवर्णा जगते जगम्या ऊर्जस्वती पयसा पिन्वमाना सामा मेधासु प्रतीकाजुषन्ताम् मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि अग्निस्तेजो ददातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि इन्द्रियं दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि सूर्योभ्राजो ददातु ॐ हंस हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंस प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवाकुं स्वस्तनूभिः व्यसेमद्देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ शन्नो मित्रश्यं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुररुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्याम्बुरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः
So beautiful this evening, right after the sacred and divine monsoon rains have just fallen all day long. And then just a little bit before Satsang, the rain stopped, the sun comes out. Our Divine Seva team was saying we're going to have to do Satsang inside, it's raining. I said maybe, if so, no problem, but Let's see.
I have a
And of
long
course,
wire.
just
Long
before
wire.
satsang,
I
the
have
rain
a
stopped
long wire.
and the sun emerged.
I don't
So,
know. You ask Sandeep.
so beautiful to be with
Fine.
you, and especially to be able to be here in our beautiful outdoor on the banks of Ganga. Sunset location for satsang. Starting, of course, as always, with one of our questions that's come in advance. Pranam Sadhviji. More than a year ago, I realized that I want to dedicate my life to seva, to God, and the feeling continues to grow stronger. When I accept it, it feels liberating. But admitting it to my parents feels so hard and scary. I'm 21, soon to finish college, and I'm expected to have a realistic of course in quotation marks, plan for my future. There's a constant conflict going on inside of me. What do I do? So, there's two different types of dharma that we have in our life. There's two different types of dharma that we have in our life. One type of dharma is the universal dharma. It's the dharma that applies to all of us. For example, honesty, integrity, compassion, selflessness. The dharma that our dharma, our purpose, is to experience the divine within ourselves. That's universal. There's no one on earth whose dharma isn't to experience the divine within themselves. And then we have our individual dharma. And the individual dharma is that which is individual and different between us. And just as the universal dharma, if we don't abide by it, if we don't follow it, if we don't fulfill it, we're not going to be able to really experience the fullness of life. In the same way, our individual dharma, if we don't abide by that, same thing. We're not going to be able to fully experience the fullness of life. Many of us are raised in situations where there's an agenda. And the agenda is based on a particular culture or a particular value system, whether it's a whole societal value system or whether it's just our family's value system, whatever it may be. But there's an agenda other than just live the ultimate truth of who you are, an agenda other than just find the divine within you and live that, an agenda other than just connect, be conscious. There's an agenda, and sometimes it's to become a doctor. Sometimes it's to become an engineer. Sometimes it's to become some other type of professional, whatever it may be. Maybe there's a tradition in the family. Or maybe it's just an expectation. Maybe I was the first one in the family to go off to college, and so there's all this expectation that you're going to get a great degree, make a lot of money, make your family proud. And then here you are, at this beautiful age of 21, with the awareness that your Dharma, your calling, is to dedicate your life to God, to dedicate your life to renunciation, that your calling is not necessarily in the world of professionalism or the world of business, but that your calling is a spiritual one. First of all, congratulations. At a very young age, to feel that deep awareness, that deep calling, that deep meaning. Congratulations. And yeah, it's not going to be easy. It's never easy. Families are humans. Our parents are humans. And they want the best for us. But typically they want the best for us according to their own agenda of what the best is. Typically, to live mostly how they lived. Or to take how they lived and to take it even another step farther. Or if they didn't have access to opportunity, they want that you should have access and then grab that opportunity that they didn't have. But sometimes, as in your case, our individual Dharma doesn't fit with what they want or what their agenda was. This was the same that happened to me. When I was 25 and came to India with a backpack in the midst of getting a PhD in psychology. And of course, it wasn't what my parents had expected. It wasn't what they had imagined in their wildest, craziest dreams if they had been dreaming for 10 lifetimes. They never would have had the wild and crazy dream that their daughter was going to renounce the world and move to an ashram on the banks of Ganga and dedicate herself in service, in meditation, in sadhana. In a million years, they never imagined it. And yeah, in the beginning it was difficult. Because in the beginning there's all this pressure. There's sort of an agreed upon narrative that people in a family, people in a culture have, which is, this is how we do things. This is what's good. This is what's considered success. And when we don't abide by that, it rocks the boat. Especially in an Indian family, there's also that sense of, oh my God, what are the neighbors going to say? What are our friends going to say? What will people think of us? Next door neighbor's son is a doctor. My son wants to become a monk. Oh my God, how am I going to face the neighbors? But what I can tell you is, the truth is very powerful. And the truth is a magnet. You need to just live it. Don't get mad. Don't try to shove this down their throat. Don't yell at them that they don't understand or they don't love you. They do love you. They do love you. But in addition to loving you, they also have their own world, their own Dharma, their own sanskaras that tell them this is what success is, this is what we should want for our children. A great education, a great job, a lot of money, a big family. This is what our culture's definition of success is. So they do love you, and they want the best for you. But in their mind, the best is all of those things. Have compassion with them. Have love for them. And recognize that you're rocking the boat. But in a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful way. If you've ever seen a little chick poke its way through the egg. If you've ever seen a chick hatch out of the egg, well, before the egg cracks, it rocks. Back and forth, the egg goes like this. And then suddenly there are all these cracks on the egg. And then out of one of those cracks pops open the face of the little chick baby. And the chick baby pushes its way out of the egg, and then it walks, it's free. Butterflies push their ways out of cocoons, but the cocoons shake as the butterfly tries to push its way through. So rocking the boat is necessary. Do not feel badly. Do not feel guilty. You are actually going to be the cause for great blessings for your family. Great blessings. When one member of a family dedicates himself or herself to a spiritual path, especially to a path of renunciation, to a path of full devotion to God, it's said that the blessings of that ripple out into the entire family for so many generations to come. So you are bringing great blessings to your entire family today, and also to all of the generations to come. But it's going to take a little while for your parents to understand. They worry about you. Kya hoga usko? And that's okay. That's normal and natural. Be slow with them. Be gentle. But stay firm. Stay grounded. Stay anchored. Do not let other people's fear of breaking through the egg or breaking through the cocoon or rocking the boat, don't let their fear paralyze you. Dive within. Stay connected. From that connection, have courage. Full, open-hearted courage. And walk your path. And as you walk your path and fulfill your dharma, not only will you be a blessing to your family and all of the descendants, but you'll be a blessing to the world. But the first recipient of that is going to be your own heart. So yeah, walk the path. Have that courage and the compassion. And when this pandemic is over, feel free to come home to Rishikesh, bring your family. We can sit here, we'll help them understand.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
What is the most compassionate way to respond to people on the streets begging? Do we offer food, money? Do we just walk on by? How can we connect with these people on a deeper level?
Beautiful. So there's two elements at work. Probably more even, but two come to mind immediately. And the first is the individual being who is begging on the streets. For them, do whatever you can. If you have food, give them food. If you have money, give them money. If you know, if you can tell that they're begging for themselves. We know, for example, in a lot of the big cities in India that those who are begging are actually begging as part of a mafia. And the money you give them isn't actually going to them, but it's going to mafia leaders. And so it's not actually helping them, but it's just contributing to that system. But if you know that they're just begging for themselves, offer them what you can. Because in that moment, The universe has put them in front of you and you in front of them. And there's no mistakes. So if the two of you have found yourself face to face on a street corner, offer them whatever you can. And if you can't offer money, at least offer them the gift of being seen. Don't ignore them. Don't pretend that they don't exist. Don't deny them their humanity. There's no rule that says thou shalt have a home and then you are a human. Thou shalt have clean clothes, then you are a human. There's no rule that says that. The lack of a home, the lack of clean clothes, the lack of a place to sleep, the lack of money, the lack of a job, the lack of mental health. These things do not remove someone's humanity. So if you have the means available to help them logistically, do so. And if not, at least give them their humanity. At least treat them the way that you would any other human on the street who approached you. Smile. Make eye contact. See them. Let them know they've been seen. On the streets of Delhi, when I first moved to India, I used to give money to the kids who would come up to the cars to beg. And there's two main dilemmas there. The first, of course, is that they are working for mafias. The kids on the street are not begging for themselves. They're part of an organized ring. And the second problem is that the minute that you give to two of them as they come up outside your window, 30 come out of nowhere and rush into the middle of the street to try to get money from you. And then, of course, the light turns from red to green and the cars start to go. And you end up the cause of sometimes fatal accidents. And so I was told very quickly, don't give money to these people begging on the streets. And I understood and believed it. And now, when they come up, my personal thing, I won't let myself look away. If they're on the street and I'm walking by and I have something, I'll give them. If it's in the street and I'm in a car and I don't want 30 more to come out of the woodwork, I'll make sure to at least turn my face and look at them. And look them in the eyes. And see them. And it's not just about seeing them so they feel seen. It's for me. It's for me to make sure that my own heart stays open. Because it's very easy. It's very easy to harden our hearts. If you know I'm not going to give them money, it's just a mafia, or, I'm going to cause a traffic accident, it's very easy to turn away. It's very uncomfortable to have someone looking at you, begging, motioning, food, 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 pointing to the child in their arms, and not to give them something. It's much easier to look away. But I made a commitment to myself many, many years ago that I wouldn't let myself off the hook. I wouldn't let the fact that they were working for someone who was stealing the money I put in their hands, I wasn't going to let that deprive either them or me of the opportunity to have a human connection in that moment. And I wasn't going to let that deprive me of having an open heart in every moment. So at the absolute bare minimum, at least see them. For them and for you. Never let your heart get so hard that you have to turn your face away against from someone who's begging because you have nothing to offer. Give them a smile. Look them in the eyes. So that's that first part of you and them intersecting in that moment. But the second part is the malfunction of our systems. Because obviously the answer to poverty and to homelessness is not for all of us just to hand out money and food to everyone on the streets. Yes, temporarily, as long as there are hungry people on the streets, it's our duty to do whatever we can for them. But on a deeper and more important systemic level, we have to work to end the systems that put people on the street homeless and hungry. And that has to do with how we vote, not just in terms of presidents of nations, but how we vote on the, small propositions, the bills that come. How we vote on lawmakers who are going to maybe raise our taxes a little bit in order to give more to health care and education so that people don't end up on the street. To give more to welfare so that people who lose their jobs still have an income. That's up to us, the voters, the taxpayers, the policymakers, to actually create a system in our governments, in our non-governmental organizations, that actually helps these people and gets them off the street so that they're not dependent for the rest of their lives on handouts from us of food or money. And that's also required. So yes, if you've got an apple, give it. If you've got some money, give it. But do not think that that is the beginning and the end of your karmic duty to them. Your duty is to vote, to choose to live in ways that enable them to also live. And yeah, it may mean paying a little bit of extra taxes. But you know what? When we say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is a family, we share. We share in a family. And when we chant that, when we say that, we have to back it up by how we live. And so we have to be prepared to sacrifice a little bit such that others can also live dignified, healthy lives. And that is also our responsibility.
Hari Om, Sadhviji.
Hari Om.
I deeply want to take sannyas, but I'm afraid that my carnal desires will overpower me. What do I do?
So, the path of sannyas is not a path to be taken only by those who have already overcome all of their desires. If that were the criterion, I don't know whether we'd have more than a very small handful. We would then only be able to have those who literally were born enlightened. Those like Puja Swamiji, who from the age of 8 announced to their families that they want to be a Swami. We would be limited, severely limited, if in order to take sannyas you had to already be free of all of that which we renounce. When you decide to take sannyas, what it means is, I recognize I'm human. I recognize I have desires. But I also recognize that I am not the desires. And I recognize that the the chemical, the electrical, the hormonal, the habitual, the mind, all of these pulls in my body, that they're not me. And they're certainly not the master of me. The decision to take sannyas is a decision that says, I want to dedicate my entire life, every minute, every moment, to getting closer to God, to serving God, to being a vehicle, a vessel for the divine will to flow. And therefore, I never want to be distracted from that by a pull of a hunger or a yearning or a desire that isn't in line with what my ultimate goal is. Because so many of those carnal desires, when we fulfill them, we feel fulfilled for how long? 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour? Few hours? And then it's back. It's not like fulfilling it once, then you're set for life. The desire just keeps reappearing and reappearing. And this is why the teachings say desires can actually never be filled. And this is just as true for carnal desires as for desires for more money, desires for more fame. Whatever it is that I'm desiring, that I think through fulfilling that, I will be happy. Whether I'm yearning for a chocolate cake, or I'm yearning for a bottle of vodka, or I'm yearning to have sex with someone, or I'm yearning to make $1 billion, whatever it may be. All of those yearnings have within them this idea that somehow once I have that, then I'll be happy. But what we all know is, it isn't true. Once you have it, well, you just want it again. A few hours later, a few days later. Once you make the first billion, you just want the second billion. And until you've made the first one, everybody thinks, no, really, I would be the guy happy with 1 billion. Really, I would be the one done after that. But what that would mean is that you were the one who wasn't under the pull of that very human desire. So don't be afraid of your desires. To say, I'm worried that my carnal desires will overpower me, begs the question, well, who's powering the desires? I mean, that implies somehow that they've got a life of their own. That there's a battle in you between somehow a being who is desire, who's going to overpower the you. But that isn't the case. The desires are just this very fascinatingly complexly woven tapestry of our physical chemistry, so hormones, our chemical and electrical patterns in our brain that we call thoughts, the culture we come from, our sanskaras, the way that we've been raised, our particular mood in that moment. Are we frustrated? Are we bored? Are we annoyed? Are we tired? Are we hungry? All of these things are threads that weave in together to the tapestry that actually makes the desire. But they're not some supernatural, super powerful force that somehow is more powerful than you. Through the spiritual practices that we go through, you learn to control the mind. You learn not to be a slave to it. And it doesn't mean that desires don't come. Becoming a sannyasi doesn't mean that you're no longer human, but it just means that you have found the ability. You've developed the ability to sit in the presence of a desire without acting on it. To sit in the presence of a thought or a feeling, an emotion, a chemical internal reaction without being a slave to it. This is why, for example, we engage in practices of fasting. When you're fasting, the stomach and the mind are going, food, 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 give me food, I'm so hungry. But you don't eat because you're fasting. There are nights that we stay awake all night in meditation and japa. The body, the mind are screaming, let me sleep, I'm so tired. But you don't, because you're staying awake. And all of these trainings teach the mind, yeah, there may be all kinds of screaming, all kinds of clamoring. But hey, look, I don't have to give in. My mind is screaming to eat, but I know I'm fasting, so I don't eat. And I'm still here. Like I haven't exploded or imploded or dissolved. The desire hasn't killed me. The mind, the body saying sleep, 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 but I'm still sitting here chanting my japa. I'm still here. I haven't given into it. It hasn't killed me. I haven't exploded or imploded or dissolved. And in the same way, the urges, the sexual urges, it's the same thing. They come. And you recognize it. But in the same way that you say, no food, I'm fasting. Or no sleep, I'm staying awake. You say, no. I've chosen sannyas. And it's that simple. It's not easy. Simple doesn't mean easy. But it really is that simple. And what you recognize is that everything is energy, including carnal desires, including sexual energy. It's just energy. And there's practices to learn, to actually take that energy. It's not about repression by any means. It's not about pushing it away or pretending it's not there. But it's about being able to recognize and allow that energy to be in the body. But then to harness and to channel that energy spiritually. They're beautiful practices. So don't be afraid of the natural energies of your body. And by no means think of yourself so small that you think that you are a slave to them. You're not. Swami means master. Sannyas is the path of becoming the master of your mind and your life. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your evening. Beautiful morning and day, wherever you are in the world. See you back on Thursday for Satsang. For a beautiful 2 days. And so much love to you all. From the banks of Mother Ganga.
विठु